is the difference between a consonant and a vowel?
So with a vowel you don't use talking mechanisms, but with a consonant you do.
Excellent. And what are our 5 talking mechanisms? This is going back a little bit. What do we use? Tell me one.
Tongue.
Excellent.
Throat.
Good.
Teeth.
Excellent.
Jaw.
Ooh. There's only 5 though, isn't there? Why have we got our hands up still? What are we missing?
Lips.
I think, do we maybe think that mouth and lips, I can't remember, they were the same thing, weren't they? Maybe. I don't know. Well done. Well remembered. Now, you weren't here last week, so you're just going to have to catch up on what I'm speaking about today, because it's kind of, we're doing the second half to a topic. What did we look at last week? What, actually, don't tell me the title of what we looked at last week. What umbrella did that fall under, the big topic that we looked at?
Apostrophes.
Excellent. So this little thing, which can sometimes look like a comma, but depending where we put it, it can be an apostrophe. Now, apostrophes. Now, when did I say, do we never use an apostrophe? When we never use an apostrophe. Petiti.
Plurals.
Plurals. What do you mean by plurals, mate?
As if I have a I'm trying to think of one.
If you were to describe plurals to someone, what would be the easiest way to describe it?
As if I have 2 dogs.
Dogs, right. So it's more than
One.
More than one. So a plural is more than one. Well done, Petiti. So what we're saying is, if we ever make a word more than one, so plural, pigs, I have 2 pigs, let's say, we never put an apostrophe there. If we've got 2 trees, if we've got 2 flamingos. I wonder whether that goes like that. I don't think it does. I don't know. We'll have to see. Flamingos. What's another word? What's a nice fun word that we can use to make it plural? No. No. Somebody was going to do it. Toilets. We never put an apostrophe there. What have you got?
Ducks.
Ducks. Fantastic. One last. Easy.
Elephants.
Fantastic. Let's see if I can do some joint up handwriting. Elephants. So, with all of these, we're never going to use an apostrophe. Yes?
Yes.
Capiche? Right. So, here, there are 2 types of apostrophes. What's the one that we looked at last week? What was the word? And I got that elastic band and we...
Contraction.
Contraction.
Oh, I had
So contractions. So as the name suggests, when you contract something, we're putting 2 things together. Can somebody give me an example of a contraction, please? The 2 original words and then the word it makes when you put them together. Ooh, do, not, and putting them together equals what?
Don't.
Nice. So what does the apostrophe actually do in a contraction? What does the apostrophe do?
It takes away 1 letter or 2.
1 or 2 letters. Excellent. Well done. You're absolutely right. It takes away 1 or 2 letters. And normally one of the letters is what? It's always at least at 1. Can anybody think of one of those words where the apostrophe replaces 2 letters? Replaces 2 letters. You're close. I'll come back to you.
Will. No. She will.
She plus will. So, oh. So what are we taking away in this one? You're taking away our WI. Now, finally, for contractions, what are some of our weird ones? I wanted like an odd bod one, because these ones are like the original words and we're just taking these away. What's an odd bod one?
Shall not, shan't.
Shall not. Shan't. Like that? What's one that completely changes altogether?
Cannot.
No, that's can't. That's the same.
Can't. Will not, won't.
Well done. Will plus not equals won't. Fantastic. So, do you think you kind of understand what contractions are, maybe?
Yes.
Contract. Okay? This is what we looked at last week. Okay, the idea of contractions, and that we never use an apostrophe for plurals. Now, we're moving over here, and this week we're focusing on this type of apostrophe. What was that? Possessions is close. Possessions is close. So,
Ownership.
professions are close. No. Luke?
Possession.
No, not possession.
Peanut.
It's like possession, but not quite. Sit on your bottoms. Well, now, possessive. It's a possessive apostrophe, which sounds like possession. What is a possession?
It belongs to you.
It belongs to me. I own it. Okay, don't look over there. Possessive. So what we're looking at this week is how we use an apostrophe when something belongs to someone else. For example,
Miss Barrett's coffee. Coffee.
how did you know?
Because you love coffee.
Right. Who does the coffee belong to?
Miss Barrett.
So what you have to think about is, right, if this is the object that belongs to this thing here, here is where the apostrophe needs to go. Okay? So another thing. Let's say
Luke's footy ball. Pajamas.
Luke's pajamas. So the pajamas belong to Luke, so Luke needs a little apostrophe. Luke's pajamas. Harry's.
What do you think? Harry's rubber ducky. Yes. Harry's rubber ducky.
Harry's football.
Yeah, I knew it. Rubber ducky.
Now, this is all really easy. This is super easy. Because straight away we know that this thing belongs to this thing, so that's where our apostrophe needs to go. Where would we put, or how would we figure it out if it was something like...
What if the name ends with an S?
Oh, no. Like the cloud.
Bit of a weird sentence. The cloud's puffiness. Now, as much as that sounds like a really silly sentence, because it is, and I'm not entirely sure puffiness is a word, but what does the puffiness belong to? The cloud. So, if I did this, is that all technically right?
No. Yes.
What do you think?
Yes.
Why?
Puffiness is a thing.
Because the puffiness belongs to the cloud, like.
Yeah.
Puffiness is a
belongs
thing.
to Harry. So the cloud is like.
So when we're doing, so the point or the reason why I've written the cloud's puffiness is because it doesn't matter what belongs to what.
It's July.
Oh, it's coming up soon. Okay. Now, obviously I've got my little possessive apostrophe in here. What is the thing that belongs to Alex in this sentence? The birthday. So I want the object that belongs to the person or the thing to be in one colour. Who does the birthday belong to?
Alex.
So, in your homework book, I want a couple of sentences, and it explains this in the homework sheet. I want you to write the thing that belongs to someone in one colour, and the someone the thing belongs to in another colour. So, for example, in these sentences here, which one should be green?
Harry.
No, let's do it one by one. In this sentence, which should be green? Here? So it's pretty simple, right? All of the ones that are All of the ones that are in green are the ones where you've got your apostrophe. Okay, which one should be in red? What's the thing that belongs to the person?
Coffee.
So do you think you get the hang of it?
Yes.
This is a possessive apostrophe. And the final thing that I'll say, because it's a little bit tricky, and if you want to be super, super, super spiff, what I mean by that is quite sophisticated in your writing. The only time that it's not apostrophe S is when the thing, the person or the thing that this belongs to ends in the S sound. So I'll show you. For example, James's snake, let's say. James's snake. Now, this still is technically right. Oh, hang on, there's not very much space there. Let me just write that out. So this is still right. But if you want to be really, really sophisticated, because James, it ends in that S sound, you can then just take that off and just leave the apostrophe by itself. That still means that you're using the possessive apostrophe. Okay, James the snake. Can anybody else think of another name that ends in the, or thing that ends in a S sound?
Thomas.
Ooh, very clever. So let's say I was writing Thomas's report, which I was on the weekend. I could write it like this. I wrote Thomas's report. Do we have another word that ends in a sound? So Claudia. So there's more than one person. So two Claudias.
Yeah.
We're walking down the street. Okay. Two Claudias. Now I don't put an apostrophe there. Why not? Well done. It's a plural. Two Claudias. Feet fell off. Right, so how do I make this with the possessive apostrophe? This is our last example. Two Claudias' feet fell off. What do I do, Michaela? Hang on.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Who, what belongs to who? The belong to the two Claudias. So I would just do that.